Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Life by the Fly. What you see in the hook vise today is a Kevins Caddis. It's a black version of a stimulator. You can do the traditional brown and grizzly, a yellow and grizzly, however you want to do it. This is actually a very productive fly in our area, very productive fly generally on darker waters. To me, there's a hatch that comes off and you kind of see them. They look like little black bugs. This kind of represents those. And it's a very simple fly. You follow the steps, you basically tie a stimulator. But if you want to tie something like those little black caddises, this will be the trick. So let's go ahead and get started. All you need for this fly is a size 16 sage caddis hook, some 70 denier black thread, hair stacker, elk hair, and some grizzly hackle. And I actually gauged my hairs, so this has been gauged out to a 14. I go a little heavy on the hackle just because that's the way I like it. You can actually gauge it down to a 16 if that's the way you like it. So let's go ahead and get started and get this fly tied. So when I'm tying this, I leave a little room behind the eye. I go about an eye's width back, and I just start my thread and I go all the way back to the point of the hook. So I want my thread to stop at the point of the hook. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a half a pencil's width or so for hair off of my elk hair body, and I'm going to put it in a stacker, and then I'm just going to stack it. Once it's stacked, I want it nice and even, and I'm going to go ahead and pick out some of the hairs that are a little too long, and I'm going to go ahead and put it together. In the back, I'm just going to go ahead and trim it up, make it nice and neat. And with this, it's kind of picked up a little fuzz, so I'm going to take a little comb and go through the front, get rid of some of that fuzz. But I'm actually going to tie this so the tail is at the end of the hook. So I'm going to come up, go down, pinch it, go up, come down, pinch it in 3 spots. Then I'm just going to loosely wrap it forwards. Go ahead and bulk up the body. And then I'm going to come back. And as I come back, I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. Now, as you can tell, that gives a little poof to the tail. And that's generally like what I like, but if it's too much poof, you can actually go over top of it a little more and to about where the barb is, and it'll push that poof down a little bit. So I'm going to wrap back up further up, and I'm going to tighten this a little more, and I'm going to take my hair scissors, which if you don't have hair scissors, you need to get a pair so you don't dull your scissors all the time cutting elk hair and stuff. But go around, try to get rid of all this loose hair that's sticking out, and try to clean up the head of the hook, because as you can tell, there was a lot of material that goes into this. Well, not really, it's actually only 3 materials, but I'm going to try to get some more of that fluff out. But now that I got that done, I am going to take a piece of size 14 grizzly. I'm going to go ahead and spread out the feathers. Spread out the feather, and I like to cut the tip off and then groom the feather by taking it and cutting the top part off just a little bit and cutting the bottom part off. That way, so when I do my initial wrap, it lays nice and flat. It also gives me something to hold on to on the side. I place the feather on the side of the hook and I tie it in. and I double check to make sure it's not going to give me a twist, which it looks like it may. So, no, it's not. Okay, so I'm going to tie that in. I'm going to wrap back up forwards, wrap back, and then I'm going to go ahead and get me a pinch of dubbing. Now I'm using superfine dry fly dubbing, and I'm just using black. So you want this to be sparse. You don't have to go heavy. And I make the noodle real tight, as you can tell. It's a really tight noodle. And I just go around, build up my body. I'm basically filling in gaps where the other black stopped. And I'm going to go a little bit more, just a hair. Because I'm actually going to start my other wing there. And then I'm just going to stop right there. Now with this, I want to go around. We'll do one initial wrap in the back. And it did want to twist on me. I'm going to do one initial wrap in the back. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap forwards, trying to keep it from twisting. And wrapping all the way to the front. And once I get to where my other wing will start, I'm going to go ahead and capture that and stop it right there. I have a material capture in the back, so it makes it a little easier. I want one or two more wraps. So I'm going to do 1, 2. I'm going to capture it right there. It's not bad to stop every now and then, kind of take a look at your fly, see how it's turning out. Also, I trapped some fibers in here I want to go ahead and get rid of. Just be careful not to cut your feather. It's not a big deal, you can just tie it back in, but I get in a rush a lot of times tying flies just because I don't like to do it a lot, because I do it so often. But it's a rainy day here, so anyways, the wing you want about a pencil's width, and take a comb, little comb, doesn't matter if you get a dollar store one, you don't need to actually get a store-bought one from the fly shop. Just go to dollar store, buy you a little comb, and just kind of go through it, pluck it out, just try to get all the under fluff out, and take it, flip it around, go through the front, and if you look at it, it's not a lot of material, but we're going to go ahead and tie that in. So I always take it, trim off the back, and sometimes it helps to trim it off at an angle, like that, which is a step I normally forget, but I'm going to take it, and I am going to put it in my hair stacker and go ahead and stack it. Generally I'll add to it or subtract from it as I see. Like if it needs it, I'll add to it. If it doesn't, I'll subtract. But I place it up on the fly and see how it looks. That's pretty good, but it needs to be stacked some more. And so I dropped my hair stacker, so sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and cut the back off, and I'm going to place it, get rid of anything that's sticking up. I'm going to place it so the wing is midway between the tail. That gives it a nice little catch point. I'm going to come up, do a pinch wrap, go down, 1, go up, do a pinch wrap, come down, 2, go up, do a pinch wrap, come down, 3. That places all 3 of my wraps right over top of each other. Then I'm just going to kind of pick through this stuff, and then I'm going to pull up and try to make it all stick up so I can go reach in here with my scissors and trim out the rest. So we're going to just trim that out. Try to trim a little closer. Try to give this a haircut without cutting your thread is the biggest thing I like to do. And then tidy it up the best you can with your thread. Make sure you do it real tight, that way so it holds everything together. So you don't want to pluck on your wing and have your wing fly off, or you don't want to be in the middle of a cast, or you know, one fish hit and the fly is done. You don't want to spend all day tying up flies to catch only one fish on it. Now I'm going to do a dubby noodle again, and this is super fine black. Do 1, 2, looks like 2 may do it. Let's do one more, 3. Alright, I'm going to pluck off the rest. So it looks like it's going to slide down and crowd my eye. And there you go. I'm going to wrap back a little bit to keep my eye from being crowded. Now I'm going to do one right up against the wing. Generally this only takes 2 or 3 turns. So I come up, there's my third turn, and I'm done. I'm going to come up, wiggle it, try to capture it in there. It's captured. Come up, wiggle it, capture it off. Come in with my hackle plier, my hackle scissors, give it a quick snip. Give it this a little trim without cutting my scissors, and give it a look real quick. Everything looks okay. As you can tell, my eye's pretty clean. And I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. Now that everything is nice and golden on it, I'm going to go ahead and do the last step. And as you know, last step is always to whip finish. Now try to whip finish real close to your hackle. That way so you don't crowd your eye on the whip finish. And I'm breaking it free. Getting any of the hair. I'm going to try to poke it up through here. Getting any of the hair to stick up, because some hair gets stuck in there. And then I come through and snip it up. And there you go. That is a Kevins Caddis. Like I said, it's a very simple fly. It's very productive. It basically, to me, is a big poof ball, but I think without the extra long shank, it doesn't really let you see. But there is something on this fly that is driving me nuts. So let me go ahead and get rid of this right there. This one I will fish. So there you go. That is a Kevins Caddis. The eye gets kind of hidden by the head of the fly. With it being dark, there's your head. I don't know if you can see it very well on the video. It's right there. So here's the head. And these hooks happen to be black. And there's your hackle. And I fluff it back out, so it looks pretty. So that's it. There's a Kevins Caddis. Also, aka a stimulator. I don't like these hairs on the side either. There we go. So just have fun with it, try it out, practice with it, and then enjoy yourself. Alright guys, if you like this channel, hit like and subscribe. As always, leave any comments, questions, or concerns. And if you want to, you can follow me. My Instagram name is RiverLifeVA. And I put videos, show some of the people I guide and all of that. So just look me up.